This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright. Hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it.
Coming up on this episode, TikTok has added a feature without my permission, and I'm in two minds about it. It's kind of fun, it's kind of harrowing. I'll tell you what it is soon, and make sure yours is either on or off.
Plus, speaking of on and off, is Matt turned on or off by my feet? That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good one.
Matt is rating my feet. I'm getting the dogs out for the pod, and
Yeah.
he's looking at my toes in particular because I've got something to share with you all about my toes, and it's actually going to change your life because it's changed mine.
Plus, a certain celebrity has said something very interesting about alcohol, and it led us down a garden path of all the things that we are addicted to or have been addicted to in the past. I waffle on for way too long about the time I used to smoke cigarettes, love. It's very interesting. I don't think I've spoken about much of that on the internet before. It's just a bit rogue of me. But I'll tell you all about it in today's episode.
And Matt and I may or may not be becoming swingers at Luna Park.
We'll let you know all about that and all that and more coming up in this episode of High Scrollers. Deal me in, doll. Let's go. Welcome to the big show.
It's the biggest show in the country,
Yeah.
according to us.
Biggest show in the world, please. Don't belittle us.
Welcome back to the biggest show in the world.
Honestly, the number one podcast in our hearts.
According to us, we are number one in the world.
We may not be number one in the charts, but we are number one in your hearts. And that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
I'm an icon. Seriously, I'm in a good mood today.
I'm an icon. Bloody hell.
Well, am I not?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You are.
You know
Funny.
who's actually an icon?
Who?
So before we started recording this podcast, I saw Kylie Jenner, of all people.
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner, billionaire Kylie Jenner, by the way.
Yeah.
Doing an ad on social media for Travel Town, which is like a Farmville looking game. And Kylie Jenner's there going, "You guys, I am obsessed with this game," and like promoting this Farmville game. Have a listen.
Remember this name, Travel Town. So let me show you. It's a match and merge game.
Wait, that's it? Like, did she say no more?
I think it's just a bit of gameplay. She might come back soon. Let me see. Is that literally it? Okay, we got another minute. Okay, that's literally it. All she says is this. Oh, fuck.
So
Remember
let me
this
show you.
name,
It's a
Travel
match and
Town.
merge game.
It's a match and merge game.
That's it. And I reckon she would have got paid surely $1 million.
So that's what my question was. I was like, if you're a billionaire
And you're Kylie fucking Jenner.
and you have to be doing mobile game ads like that, how much? Because you forget how much $1 billion is. And I know she probably just doesn't have $1 billion in the bank. It's just like her net worth is $1 billion. I get it. But like, I'm thinking to myself, like, if you have a net worth of $1 billion, which is a lot of frickin' zeros, my thing is $10 million even that much money?
It wouldn't be. And this is the thing I think as well. Surely when you're on a Kardashian level income and net worth, surely you've got enough money.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, and I think another Kardashian that does a lot of sponsored shit is Khloe.
Yeah.
She's always promoting fucking something
Yeah.
in your traditional sponsored posts, like holding it up and saying, this is so great. And every time I see that, I'm like, I get it, get that coin, because they'd be getting paid fucking millions to do one sponsored post. But don't you get to a point like where you've got enough money, like you've got all the businesses, all the things, like why do they need to bring this extra money in for something like a fucking mobile app, and then they're going to pay tax on that? Like, is it worth it when you've got that much money?
That's what I mean. Like, I think if we scaled it down and like say like, you know, $100,000 was like the most amount of money you could make, like $1 billion. Like say, like what I'm trying to say is, imagine $100,000. You had $100,000 in the bank. Would you be making? You're Kylie Jenner. you got $100,000 in the bank. That's a lot more money than everyone else, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine being asked to do a mobile game for $1. Like, are you saying yes?
Exactly, because that's what it would be like to them.
To them.
Yeah.
To have $1 billion and you're getting paid $1 million. Like, I don't know if that's the same ratio, but in my mind it makes sense.
Yeah, maybe.
Would you do it for $1 if you had 100,000?
No.
No.
Especially when their $100,000 is like millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
So I don't get why. There's got to be some reason why the Kardashians still promote shit.
Well, then I'm like, do they have a stake in it?
Maybe.
Do they actually have
That's
a stake in it?
That's a good point. Maybe they do. Maybe they own shares in it and it's part of their contract that they have to do these things every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, let me just jump onto Khloe Kardashian's profile because I think she's one of the ones that promotes stuff. And when I see it, I just think, why are you fucking promoting that? Okay, here's one from literally a week ago. A 5-minute instant glow up with Medicube Global Official. And it's like a device that you put on your face, like as if Khloe Kardashian is fucking using that. Like,
Yeah.
Khloe Kardashian is not using that at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's got fucking 5,000 comments. Medicube Global, $200,000. Hey, like
$200,000?
200,000 followers, sorry.
Oh.
Like, how much are they paying her to do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, as if Khloe is using that. And, like, sorry, I know we can't shame people for using filters, but the video she's using, like, she has no makeup on, but then, like, her skin is so filtered, but you're promoting
why can't
something.
we shame people for using filters? I'm into that.
People, like, have their insecurities, you know, and they can use filters. But,
Yeah, but I think
when
if
you're
you're
Khloe,
promoting,
Yeah.
she's promoting a skin product and going, look how good my skin looks.
I know.
She's got a
I
filter
find
on.
that wrong. Like, her skin is so blurred with so many filters, and then she's going up close and using this device on her face. Like, I get it. Like, get the money, and I'm all for that. I'm a cash grabber myself. But, like, I just don't get it. Like, let me scroll and see, like, where her next one is. Like, she's doing a lot of posts for her Fabletics collection, which is fine. That's like a collaboration. There's posts of Sprinter, which is Kylie's new... Do you know Kylie owns this now?
Yeah, is
The
it
vodka
like
soda?
seltzers or something?
Vodka soda or something? I don't know.
Going back to people who use filters, just if I can for a second.
Yeah.
You and I don't use filters obviously on anything and haven't for a long time. You actually encouraged me to stop using filters. If you are someone who's listening to this podcast who can't get on the internet without using a filter, can't put a story up on Instagram and show your friends what you're doing in your life if you don't have a filter on, please, for the love of God, try and get out of that mentality or that habit, because Brittney told me to do it. And
Years ago. This was years ago. Because I was the same. Even when I would post a story, I would always swipe across and put the Paris filter on. And I feel like that's something that everyone does. And then one day I decided I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing it. And this was years ago when everyone was using the like bold glamour filter and like
Yeah.
the tan ones. I know we spoke about this on the pod before.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, but I feel like way back, like episode 5.
Okay.
But one day and I even said it on my story, I'm not going to use filters anymore. And I remember I was like the only one out of all the influencers not using these filters.
Yeah.
This is when we were using all those filters that like made us really tan and had like the speckles going
Big
on the
lips
screen.
and always had eyeliner on and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
But it's empowering.
It's the best decision. So if that's you, like literally again, and apparently we've said it before on the podcast, but again, like the wonders that it did for my mental health, not using filters are just the best thing ever. So definitely try and get out of that. Not to shame you, as you said, like
People have their insecurities and
Yeah,
we've
we
got
get
these
it,
things.
yeah.
Like, and if anything, I feel like these filters have made people have more insecurities.
Exactly.
Because it's like something you're covering yourself up with.
I felt like I couldn't really live without it. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And
but
then
it's empowering, and all you have to do to break that cycle is just post a selfie without a filter on it.
also just quickly on Kardashian products. Did you see that? What's her name? What's the other sister's name?
Courtney?
Yeah, right. The boring one. Her Lemmy, you know Lemmy.
Oh, I've nearly been influenced to fucking buy those things.
Well, don't. I saw a video the other day of like this big investigation into that brand and how all of those gummies, those Lemmy gummies, allegedly do nothing at all.
Yeah.
They don't do anything
But
they
isn't
say
that
they
all
do.
vitamins? Aren't they just a load of piss?
yeah.
Like, don't you just you just take it and then you just piss it out? Like, it's not doing shit.
Maybe, but this video that I saw said that. So you know how she's like, I don't have any sugar. Like that video of her that's like, these are so good, I can't eat them, but how good is it to
I
smell
nearly got
it?
sucked into the packaging because it's so fucking cute.
Right.
And that's what we're buying. We're buying the packaging.
Well, and probably just her name.
Mm.
And she's known as like a wellness, like she likes things to have no sugar in them and whole foods and blah, blah, blah. That's what she's known for on the show. She's very vocal about only eating the right things and not putting processed things in your body and blah, blah, blah. Like it's come out, I saw this investigation, like the gummies, one of the gummies that she sells there's a video of her being like, I have one of these every single morning, has like so much sugar in it, like
What?
processed sugar. And
Surely
they were like,
she's going to get in shit for that.
but it's like she's not hiding the fact that the sugar's in there. It's obviously in the ingredients list, but like there's just no way Kourtney Kardashian is waking up and taking that little gummy with so much sugar in it when she's so vocal about not having sugar, right?
But that's what I mean. Like Kylie Jenner is not playing that fucking lawn mowing game. Kylie Jenner's not playing that fucking Candy Crush looking game.
You don't know that though.
Khloe Kardashian is not using that beauty device. These girls have that much money. They would have an esthetician, whatever, come to their house every day and give them skin needling and facials every bloody day. They're not using an at-home fucking device.
Yeah.
They're not doing beauty treatments on themselves.
Yeah.
They've got someone coming to do it.
But I wonder how much money they're getting, because also from a brand's standpoint, you know, like if Fate had $10 million to give Khloe Kardashian to do a Fate trial,
I wouldn't do it.
No. But my thing is, which brand in their right mind would? I get influencer marketing and I get that influencer marketing works, but when it comes to the Kardashians, I think 10 years ago,
It would have went viral.
it would, and people would have gotten whatever Kim
were
Kardashian was
promoting, yeah.
promoting or Khloe was promoting. Like people would have done that. Now, I think I do not see the value in paying Khloe Kardashian $1 million,
Neither.
$5 million, $10 million, 20, whatever the cost is. I do not see the value in doing that.
See, as a brand, I don't even see the value in us working with like bigger influencers in Australia. Like even an influencer of my size, I would never work with an influencer of my size in Australia.
Really?
Not that I'm an influencer anymore, because like because we have such big followings, we can charge a shit ton of money to these brands and it's a huge investment for them. And especially if you're a newer brand or not really established, like it's too much of a gamble to pay a big influencer and not know if you're going to make that investment back, when instead, like we work with small influencers, we work with micro influencers, we work with people that have 3,000 followers on TikTok, but they make great videos and whatever. So even for us at Fate, like the biggest influencer we've worked with is Dedicated Lifestyle.
Nice.
And I wouldn't go above that. Like,
Yeah.
but whereas back in the day it was like your Shani Grimmins and all those.
Yeah.
Like, it's too risky these days. And because, like you said, audiences don't fucking buy into that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I know I would much rather trust a video popping up on TikTok of this girl that has 300 followers and she's like, I just went to Chemist Warehouse and I got this and it's so good. Like, I would trust her opinion over Shani Grimmin posting something.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's so different now.
Yeah.
No offense to Shani, but you know what I mean? Like, I
Love
think
her.
bigger influencers are done.
You reckon?
For brands, bigger brands, I understand, like huge companies working with the Alex Earl and all them.
Yeah.
But especially for smaller brands that are trying to like make their way through the fucking journey, big influencers are not the way to go unless you've got a shit ton of money sitting there that you're happy to blow.
Or they've just got such a dedicated audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, your Kat Clarks and your Anna Pauls and things of the world where like, you know, they are huge. They got millions of followers, but like their followers
Are really
engaged and
that
really
would definitely work. But even then, I think it would be more effective for a brand to say they were going to go work with Kat Clark or whatever, like there's not really that much long-term value in getting someone with Kat Clark's following to do one sponsored post and they never talk about you again. Because that does just come across as they've just done this for the money. You don't really connect Kat Clark to the brand. If anything, if we were to work with a bigger influencer, I would say like do an influencer collab. Like come out with a product with that person. Like make your brand more connected to that person rather than, hey, I'm going to do an unboxing and here's what I got. Okay, here's my code. Bye.
Yeah, for
just because
sure.
it doesn't have that same effect that it used to back in our day.
For sure.
And like, I mean, I don't do sponsored posts anymore. Like every now and then, I did one for Xero the other day, like accounting software, because it fits my audience more or what I do. But even now, like if brands were to ever reach out to me, especially smaller brands, and say, we want to work with you, I'd say don't. Which is crazy to say. I'm like, don't. I'd be like, go and work with 10 influencers that have 50,000 followers instead. And you'll get a way better return and reach a wider audience.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
that's just my opinion. And what do I know?
What a slay. This is turning into the big business podcast. We've got to move on. All right, let's move on to our royal flush of the week. The best thing we've seen on the internet this week. I got something a little bit weird this week.
Me too.
It's like not exactly the best thing I've seen on the internet, but it's a feature that has been implemented into my TikTok recently.
Oh.
And I don't really understand I don't remember turning this toggle on. I don't remember approving this to be happening, but it is the contact feature.
What?
On TikTok where it's like add your contacts or follow your contacts, right?
Yeah.
So I have always, for all my social media, always had that off because I would rather not someone who I've got the phone number of know about my social media. I mean, I've got past bosses in there. I've got past exes. I've got people I've hooked up with on dating apps in there. Like there's so many randoms that I haven't had any contact with in 10 years, but I've still got their number in my phone. And so I don't really want them to be suggested my Instagram. So I've always been the type of person who's like, no, do not access my contacts. No, do not suggest contacts. And no, do not suggest me to other people who have me in their contacts. Well, I don't know what's happened to TikTok, but apparently that's been switched on at some point. I did obviously get a new phone recently. I don't know whether it just automatically happened when
Now that you mention this, I have been seeing in my TikTok feed lately, like, add this person who's on your contacts out of nowhere.
Okay, so
maybe it's done it for everyone.
But I don't think that's allowed. Like, I don't think that's allowed. I don't think they're allowed to just switch it on. So I'm a little bit,
what's going on there?
iffy about that conspiracy theory. But anyway, the feature is obviously add people from your contacts, and it finds people from your contacts and finds them on TikTok. Now, this is great, and it's also harrowing. It's great because I'm seeing all these people that, one, I forgot about. Two, I went to school with and didn't know they had a TikTok account. And now I'm watching them and their kids make TikToks on their account, and I've learned everything about these people from high school that I haven't thought about in 10 years.
I love stalking people from high school on social media.
And I love when they make videos and have like 500 followers, and I just think, oh, bless, you know what I mean? Like I just like see them doing daily vlogs, but they've got like no followers on TikTok.
Hey, we all started with no followers.
Yeah, for sure.
Now.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm like literally like,
wholesome.
bless your soul.
Do you want to know one of my favourite things to do? What I've been doing a lot lately? Watching Facebook stories.
Me too. Because
Like
you
going-
don't follow them on
Yes,
Instagram, but you
it's
get
like
them.
everyone that
Yeah.
I've got on Facebook, like everyone from school.
Yeah.
And their Instagram stories are automatically posting to their Facebook. So
Yes.
I'm like watching everyone from school on Instagram without actually being on their Instagram.
Yes, I love that, and I do that as well. I think it's great. You
Same.
stay up to date with everyone.
Seriously.
You don't have to follow them on Instagram. It's great. So it's good. Like the contact feature is good because I'm seeing all these people I've never seen before, but then it's bad as well because if you open up my contacts and you scroll down or you just type in the word grinder into my contacts. This was from a different time, people. This was from a different time. I was a different woman back then. Type in Grinder. Josh Grinder, Steve Grinder, Mark Grinder, Jason Grinder, Jeremy Grinder, weird Grinder guy. Like the list goes on and on and on. I'll do Tinder as well. Yeah, Liam Tinder. Liam Tinder Luke. Anyway, they're all these boys that I have I don't know what with in the past are now coming up on my For You page. And obviously I'm happily in a relationship. There's no qualms there, but it is just so random to be like, I saw one the other day that was that was like, it came up as like, this person is in your contacts as Jason Grinder guy, and it was him getting married and his wedding video. And I was like, oh, that's lovely. Like, I'm very happy for him. I remember his apartment I remember like buzzing into his apartment and going up to his apartment. I remember what his apartment looked like. I remember what his bedroom looked like. And I was like, what a time in my life. And now he's married. You know what? Good on him, you know? Like, it's just, it's like, it's fun, but it's also scary. But that's my royal flush of the week. I highly recommend, because I've always been against it, but now I'm like, highly recommend turning it on and seeing what your contacts are up to.
I love it.
Thanks. What's your royal flush of the week?
My royal flush of the week, it's so... Okay, I want you to rate my feet.
What the fuck? Sorry?
Okay, so I've seen it online and I've seen a couple of girls in the office do this.
Do what?
It's something really small. Like it's not a big royal flush. Okay. But I have just got a recommendation for everyone, for any of you out there that get your toes painted. Okay? French tip toes.
Okay. That's a recommendation?
Yeah.
What is that?
Like, you know when you go get your nails done and it's French tip and it's like the white tips?
Yeah.
Well, I've got that done on my toes.
Put your feet up. Show me. I think that's going to look ridiculous. Okay. Show me.
It kind of reminds me of hands, but I'll take my shoes off and I'll come over to you.
Okay. Show me the French tip. Oh, they actually are really camp. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. But it's giving 2002, don't you reckon? Like it's giving... It's reminding me of like the era of like White Chicks and the Final Destinations, like those girls who get burnt in the tanning salon in Final Destination. That's who you're reminding me of. Like French tips for me. It's giving neat, it's giving professional, but it's also giving like, I think yours are really nice because she's just walking around the studio showing everyone in sight. I think like those are really thin French tips. I think a little bit thicker, and it's giving Aloha 2002.
Well, that's what
girly.
I was scared of when I went to get it done, because when you get French tip on your nails, you're always scared that they're going to make it that really thick like band at the top of your nail, and I'm always watching them. I'm like, a little bit thinner. So when I got this done, I was like, what if they do like a big thick strip? Then that's going to look wrong. But they did a really good job, and this is all I'm going to get from now on. I'm never going back to like any other coloured.
I wonder if I'd look good with the French
You
tip.
should, and it's giving like put together.
This is my thing. Is that your nail?
Yeah.
Or like have they put, when you get acrylic nails
they
and
just
they put
painted. They quite literally painted my toe all like a pinky clear colour.
Okay.
Then they just got a little paintbrush with white on it and just painted along the tip.
Okay, so here's the thing. I can't get French tip because one thing is, this is so weird. I can't believe I'm talking about this on a podcast. I can't have toenails. Like, I actually have, like, a weird, like, phobia of, like, I can't, like,
What, you bite them?
Look at my, yeah, I'll put my foot in my mouth and I bite my toenails.
My sister used to bite her toenails. I used to bully her for it, yeah. I used to bully her,
like,
and then she would cry and say,
don't.
I'm like, you eat your toenails.
Do you want to come have a look at my toenails?
Oh, okay, fine.
Because I just, like, I cut them so short that it's the minute they get, look how short they are. The minute they get a little white bit on the end, I'm like, get that shit off. I'm like, get the scissors out. Let's go. Operation. Huh?
AJ's the same. And with his nails too. He bites them down.
Yeah, well, that's more of an anxiety thing for me because I've got no fingernails either. But my toenails, I don't know what it is. I just find having any sort of length on a toenail, I'm like, get it off me now. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
See, mine are a good length. Like, they're short, but then they made it look nice with a little tip. So this is just my royal flush to any of you out there. If you get your toes done, which
I feel sick. I just thought about like one of my feet scratching my other foot with toenails, and that's made me sick. Continue. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, not much, but yeah, French tip toes is where it's at. If you ever get your toes done, if you get them done all the time, or if you're on a holiday and you get them done, ask for French tip. It's a game changer.
Nice.
And I feel like if someone had really ugly feet, it would make them look nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I really want to get nails done again, but my nails are too short, but then I don't want acrylics because...
You need to grow them.
One time I had an acrylic on my thumb and I was dancing and I hit my acrylic against something. I forget what. My whole nail came off.
Oh.
The whole nail. Like the whole nail ripped off and fell off, and there was not a nail on my thumb for months.
Well, nails actually really freak me out when you think about like what the fuck is that growing out? That is growing out of what?
And the fact they grow inside the womb. Like you come out of the womb with fingernails. How weird is that?
No.
Yeah, you come out of the womb.
Look at your
with
nail right now.
fingernails.
What the fuck is that coming out? What is that coming out of
Where
your
does it stop? Where does it stop? That's my question.
Yeah, inside your fucking thing. What is it doing?
Oh my God, don't. Now my fingernails feel all weird. I feel like I need a bite on them and shit. Like, oh my God, that's not good. Can we move on? Because I feel a bit sick.
So I saw this video of Tom Holland and he said something that I thought that would be really good to talk about on the pod. So I'm going to play the audio for you now.
Okay.
If alcohol wasn't a thing and you I've invented this drink that is going to make you either really happy or really aggressive or really stupid, and we're going to just sell it to the masses, people will be like, nah mate, keep your funky juice. Like, we don't want that. That sounds terrible.
That's fuck. They hate when people put a background song
Yeah.
with talking and you can barely work out what they're saying. Anyway, what he's saying is he's talking about alcohol. What?
You're just getting so angry. Don't you fucking hate that?
I fucking hate when people post a video and the song in the background is just above their fucking voice. Like, what are you even saying? All I can hear is that stupid song in the background. Anyway, in case you couldn't hear what he was saying because the fucking volume of that song. He's saying, imagine a world where alcohol wasn't a thing.
Boring. Sorry.
And all of a sudden, one day today, someone comes up to you and says, I've got this drink. It's going to make you either really happy or really angry or really aggressive or really crazy. Here it is. It could fuck you up. It could cause long-term problems, but let's sell it to the masses. And how you would say, no, that's a bad idea.
Whoa. I mean, sorry, but people take drugs and that's what that...
Well, this is what got me thinking.
Alcohol is a drug. But I get what you're saying.
It's
what
so
would happen.
normalised. No, like he's saying like it's so normalised, but it's actually such a fucked up thing, but it's just normalised in the world.
Also, why was he saying this? Where was he?
It was on a podcast or something. He was being interviewed.
Fair enough. Maybe Tom Holland's like sober or something.
He might be. I'm not exactly sure, but it just got me thinking like, imagine how many things out there that are so normalised now would be fucking weird if, you know, they weren't normalised.
Yeah, right.
It's
okay.
saying here-
Was that on the Jay Shetty podcast?
Maybe, yeah.
Is that where that clip is from? Yeah, we just done a Go Google girl and it says Tom Holland hasn't consumed alcohol in 18 months. This was in July 2023 though.
Oh, maybe
so
he hasn't drank it ever since.
He is. It says, I felt enslaved to alcohol. That's so interesting. I mean, yeah, for sure. I've been there. I've spoken about my journey with alcohol and how I used to drink a lot and now it's a bit better.
It just got me thinking about, like, obviously all the things in the world that are weirdly normalised and how different it would be if it didn't exist and then someone offered it to us as a concept or a product.
What else is weird?
All the things, like cigarettes. Like, imagine if
Yeah,
cigarettes didn't
true.
exist at all and then one day someone come up and offered you one and you're like, what's this? And it's just this thing. It really fucking stinks like shit. It's full of chemicals. It's really expensive and it tastes like garbage. It only lasts for a few minutes and nothing really happens, but you'll get extremely addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, oh, no. But again, it's like another thing that's just been, like, normalised in the world.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
I guess. This is so... I feel attacked.
Why? Because you used to smoke.
Yeah, I used to smoke. But I've also, you know, was working jobs where I felt like I needed to. Like, it's also, for some jobs, it's a part of the culture.
Yeah,
like,
it's like going to have a smoke break.
Yeah, I worked in a call centre and we would all be stinging for that smoke break. We'd go down to the smoking area and the whole fucking call centre would stand there and smoke and go... Oh, how good's that? Do you know what I mean?
And the thing I don't get as well, as an employer, so no one at Fate, as far as I'm aware, like smokes and it's like known kind of thing. Like no one in our office and warehouse is like a known smoker. But when people do smoke, like they are entitled to those extra breaks. But what about the people that don't?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they get a break too?
But I haven't ever been in. I've never been in a job. I've never worked corporate before, so maybe it's different there. But I've never worked in a job where I've gotten a smoke break when someone else doesn't. Like I've always had to take. Take
your break?
Yeah, when I was a smoker.
I thought they were like entitled. It might be more in like the tradie world, but they get like little smokos like all the time. Hospitality.
But my thing is like, can the other people not have a break as well? Because when I worked in hospitality as well, like it was like
you have
I
your
can't
little
just
break
go out and have
your
a
long
smoke.
break.
It's my 10-minute drink break that I'm having the smoke
Here I was
on.
thinking that they get like some other special break.
I mean, maybe they do, but in my
know.
experience, that's never happened.
And I'll tell you another thing that I've always wondered as well, like maybe you can answer this, Matt, as an ex-smoker. By the way, I don't feel like I need to do a disclaimer, but I'm not shaming anyone for fucking smoking. Do whatever you bloody want.
I am. No.
But smokers that are like highly addicted to cigarettes and need them like, you know, every 20 minutes or half an hour or constantly or whatever. What about when you go on a long plane?
Yeah. So
Like whatever.
Nicorette patches.
Does it work? Like
Nicorette
this
gum.
is like breaking a habit that you do all day long, like smoking. And then what if just say you're flying to Europe and your first flight's 15 hours straight? Like what do they do? Do they
sucking on my finger?
Really?
Yeah.
And is that
seriously.
like I can imagine like obviously people are addicted to cigarettes. Like that flight would be really painful for people to be
horrible.
going through that withdrawal.
Yeah.
Especially if you're smoking like a pack a day.
So me and my friend went to America years ago for VidCon and stuff. I was still smoking back then. And we went to America and we smoked so much because in America the packets of cigarettes were $2, which was just crazy. At home paying $25, $30 back then. I don't know how bloody much they are these days. I haven't had a cigarette in years and years and years. And the last time I had one actually was so crazy because I was out and I was drinking and I had one and I was like, oh my God, how did I used to do this? Like not pack a day. I was never pack a day, but how did I used to do this? It's so disgusting. But anyway, in America, we were smoking so much that then on the way home, our flight home was harrowing because we had like we'd adapted to smoking so much, and we stupidly, foolishly decided to watch like an Amy Winehouse documentary, and she was just chain smoking the whole time. Me and my friend are sitting there going, "Fucking hell, we want one so bad," you know.
I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah, Nicorette patches. Although I did that once, and I didn't like didn't like how that made me feel, but I loved a Nicorette gum. That's what helped me. If you are a smoker and you want to quit, Nicorette gum really helped me do that. So power to Nicorette gum because I tried all of them. I did the breath spray. Because I think as a smoker, like the majority of smokers don't actually want to be a smoker.
Yeah, it's just a bad habit, obviously.
It's a bad habit, but it's obviously we're chasing that feeling of because it relaxes you and things like that. Well, the Nicorette gum did the same thing to me. Like it helped relax me and calmed me down as well because I got quite angry when I was trying to quit smoking and everyone fucking copped it. And I just turned into a monster because I was like, fuck off, don't talk to me. And then the Nicorette gum would like kind of calm my attitude. And then, I think you just get over the Nicorette gum. Because you're like, why am I chewing this gum? And then all of a sudden one day you're like, oh, I don't smoke anymore. And it's really, really camp.
So interesting. What about like, I feel like with this whole thing of if it didn't exist and we got to introduce it now, like this is anything. Like anything we do, really. Coffee.
Yeah.
That's another normalised thing that's actually really random. Like imagine if coffee didn't exist and then one day someone just comes to you and is like, hey, like I found these beans and I put them through this big process and I drained them a million times and I did all this thing and here's this drink. Like I don't think you'd be as open to taking it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're not really in on this, are you?
Well, but when you ask me questions like this, I really fucking think about it. I don't just give you a blasé answer like all these other podcasts that just go, yeah, babe, so true. I'm sitting here, the wheels in my brain are calculating. I'm thinking to myself, what would actually genuinely happen if someone came up to me and said, I've got this bean drink from another country?
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have it.
But I'm someone who's like, got to try everything once. You may as well. You only live once. Life's short. Let's have a sip of the fucking crazy bean drink from another country and see what happens.
The crazy bean drink.
It happens all the time. Like that. every new thing that comes around, a cha time, boba tea, things like that, like they look a bit weird, right, with the little jelly things in them, but we all suck those down, don't we?
That's why we like it.
So, I don't know, what else is something that...
I think controversial, but imagine if marriage didn't exist at all, like it was not a thing.
Well, it didn't at one point.
Yeah, we didn't live then.
Yeah.
And then someone just comes up to you and says, hey, like imagine the world with no marriages. It is not a normalised, commercialised thing. And then someone just comes up to you and says, hey, you spend a lot of time with this person. Do you want to sign a legally binding contract together? Maybe have a fancy party that'll cost you a lot of money to make that happen. Then you're legally bound to one another. And if you ever want to not hang out anymore, it's going to be hell. Like, would it be that, like...
Yeah, I guess
do you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like,
yeah.
If that wasn't normalised, I think it goes for everything. Like, we could go as far as saying posting on social media. If that didn't exist and then one day someone said to you, or
but
maybe
also,
posting
like,
kids on social media. Maybe that's a more normalised thing.
Because I was like, I was there when that happened, babe. Like,
I know.
I'm old enough to remember.
Okay, maybe posting kids on social media. Like, think of like the famous families that have the kids that are exposed to millions of people and how you hear like it's so dangerous. Imagine if like that was never allowed and then one day someone said, hey, do you want to post your kid on social media? But these are the kinds of people that could be looking at your child. And these are the types of things that these people could be doing with your child's content.
But again, that's happening.
Yeah, it has
You know
happened.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think people know. People know what type of people are out there looking at that kind of content. Mm-hmm. So the lesson here is that no matter what warnings you give, people are probably going to do it anyway.
Exactly right. We're all curious creatures.
Yeah, right. Okay. So
we're going to drink the poison and take the poison, sign the papers,
yeah,
do all the things.
Have you seen Grant and Ash on TikTok? Okay. Grant and Ash made a video not long ago. It's one guy, one girl, and they made a video not long ago saying, hey, we're swingers. Shout out to any swingers.
Do we have any scroller swingers?
Do we? Like, DM us.
Email us.
What I've realised lately, sorry, tangent, is that our scrollers, first of all, have absolutely no shame. And second of all, like the girl who we talked about shitting herself.
Oh, she DM'd me too.
She DM'd me being like, I don't care. Like, you made me anonymous. I don't care. I'm proud. Say my name.
She DM'd me as well.
Yeah. So, our followers have no shame. And also, we asked for Q&A questions. I asked on my story for Q&A questions for this coming Friday's Close Friends episode, and people, I don't know why, just started admitting all these random rogue things that they'd done.
We're doing a confessional.
Like someone was like, I slept with my friend's stepdad for $1,000. I'm going, what? Why are you telling me? I'm asking for you to ask me questions. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, we bloody love yous. But anyway, shout out to any swingers. I met plenty of swingers on the cruise that I was on recently.
Well, there's cruise lines that are specifically for swingers.
Yeah.
And I fucking say, slay.
Yeah. Go off.
Yeah.
Go off. Love your pineapples, babes. Anyway, the point is they made a video saying we're swingers and we want to meet up we're Disney swingers and we want to meet up at Disneyland. So
what the fuck is a Disney swinger?
This guy, this girl, Disney swingers. They were like,
dress
we're
up
swingers.
in Disney.
No, we're swingers and we want to meet other swingers at Disneyland and have sex at Disneyland, right?
Oh.
Crazy concept, right?
Yeah.
So this obviously got picked up by all of these really conservative news outlets in America and was basically everywhere. There's like a video online which we might insert some clips from here.
Introducing a new dating site for Disney adults and those who identify as swingers.
Excuse me? We have a community of swingers at Disney.
Also notice her crazy eyes.
So they're talking about this new dating app for Disney adults and they can meet up and have sex at Disney and blah, blah, blah.
What do you mean at Disney? Like, are they doing it where? Toilets?
Well, or like on rides or like whatever. What? Like, you know, wherever you can. Who knows?
Fuck.
The point is maybe back at the Disney resort. I'm not really sure. The point is it's getting all this media coverage. People are ripping into them. It was all fake. It's a gay guy and his girl best friend who have a podcast called Twink and a Redhead. He's gay.
So they're not even really a Disney swinger couple?
No.
What?
And
is it just to promote their podcast?
it was just a funny video. It's just if you and I made that video and then people took it for real. And like it got news coverage and all the news sites were talking about it, but all the conservative news sites were talking about it, right?
People on X didn't have adequate media literacy.
Wait, they might actually be advanced. I think that video is real.
I like to think it's real.
It makes you wonder what other things they just see and don't question either.
Boom. Like, when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, T, because basically they've made this fake video. He's literally gay. Then the conservative news outlets have picked it up, run full stories on it, talked about it on conservative podcasts. They were saying like people on Twitter or X all had an opinion about it, and it's all fake. And him going, it makes me question what else they hear and just believe. Like the no media literacy thing. I was like, mic fucking drop. What the best way to listen to the podcast. And as I've said before, I don't really listen to many podcasts. I'm more of an episode listener. Like if you've got an episode, I'll listen to it. I'm not someone who listens to a podcast religiously every week. I'm more interested in like what the topic of the episode is about. And so like that episode is one that I only saw that this morning, but like I'm going to listen to that podcast because of that video. And it just goes to show that like people will just believe anything about anything and put it on the news.
My takeaway from that is we need to make a viral video where we're fully lying.
Yeah. I mean, you've already done that with your lolly salads,
yeah, but
love.
that was PG. I want to do something a bit more out there.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We'll start plotting.
Scrollers, you got ideas? Let us know.
You two swinging at Luna Park.
Oh my God.
Matt and I, a swingers couple, come find us at Luna Park this weekend. We want to swing on the
Talk about a wild mouse. Big Dipper.
Oh, well, anyway, Matt, that's another episode done and dusted.
Yeah, nice. I can't wait to get out of here. I'm fucking sick of looking at you.
Oh.
Joking.
Jesus.
I'm joking.
Well, look, I'm going to say all your lines then.
All right.
Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode, which is every Tuesday and Friday. Rate us 5 stars if you haven't already. We're sick of fucking asking by this point.
Honestly. And what else? We don't know.
That's about it. Send us an email if you want. Follow us on socials.
Yeah.
Or don't. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, doll, better let you go. I'm going to get some French tips.